Hi loves, it's Catherine here from Self-Unity. Welcome into today's Divine Pick a Card reading. So for today's reading, we are just keeping it simple and we are asking the universe, your spirit guides, your angels, what do you need to hear right now in this moment? So this is a timeless reading. So if you don't see this at the time that's posted, that's okay. You are drawn to this reading for a reason. There is a message of insight in it for you. All right, love. So if you do want to skip over the intro, I'm going to talk a little bit about the full moon in Libra energy, because at the time that I'm recording this, we just experienced the full moon in Libra and the downloads are coming in strong. And I want to share a little bit about that with you. But if you're not interested in that, you want to get right into your personalized general reading, then you can skip ahead by going to the description box down below. I have timestamps right there for you to click on and it will teleport you directly to the beginning of your reading. All right, loves. But let's go ahead and take a moment to talk about the full moon in Libra downloads that I'm getting at this time. Okay, so for some of you at this time, this full moon in Libra was sort of stirring up a deep inner child, inner teenage healing. Okay. And in relation to that, the message that Spirit wanted me to relate to you is that this inner child healing is not, it may be very different in the sense of, when we think about inner child healing, we think about like physical memories or physical experiences that we had. But what was coming up is that this full moon in Libra energy was bringing up the connection of feelings, of emotions that you may have always been holding on to, maybe always carrying within you. And you may not have really known or made the connection as to where these emotions were stemming from. But sometime around this full moon in Libra energy, maybe throughout this week or whenever you're watching this or listening to this, you may start to make the connection of that physical experience that you had as a child or a teenager that triggered these feelings and emotions within you. So it's like going to the very root, very beginning of when you felt this emotion that you've been holding on to. And when I say that, it's like this type of emotion that is, it has this layer of protection around it. Okay. It's like it's something that you hold on to as a means of protection, but essentially it can hold you back from experiencing things on a full scale. Okay. So take it easy on yourself. If you go through this type of inner child healing experience, just sit with your inner child, sit with the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, the memories that are coming up, and allow yourself to just be of witness to them. And that in itself will help you to find a sense of release in those emotions so you don't have to continue carrying them. But it will also help you to sort of be there for your inner child in a new way, to be there for your inner teenager in a new way, and in the way that, you weren't given when you were a child and when you went through that experience and were not necessarily forced to feel those emotions, but were triggered into feeling those emotions and creating that protection around them. Okay. All right. Another message that was coming up is Spirit just wants me to say some questions that you can ask yourself. Okay. So for some of you, you may need to hear this. Spirit was saying, what if there were no rules? Okay. What rules do you currently follow? What rules have you or someone else set for you? And what if those rules weren't there? What would you do? All right. So for some of you, this is talking in relation to a set of system of beliefs that you may have either been taught by somebody before you or that you just naturally gravitated to and you set for yourself. But these beliefs or these rules or these systems may be holding you back or preventing you from pursuing something that you really want to pursue and experience. Okay, so there's this paradigm of needing to question what rules or beliefs have you set for yourself and what would happen if they weren't there? What would you do? How would you feel? All right, loves. One last message coming up with this full moon in Libra is that this full moon in Libra energy is, it's like awakening you to this new awareness of a path that you've always wanted to take or to pursue. And this could even be a path that you pursued in the past, but maybe things didn't quite work out how you wanted them to. And now, deep down inside, you're being triggered, you're being awakened to this revelation that, you know, this path does have possibility, it does have potential. There are so many opportunities for you to experience and to process on this path and to embrace. Okay, so there's this sort of like coming back to yourself, to your soul on a deep level. Something that you've pushed down is now coming to the surface for you to fully embrace and to experience and to give a real chance to. Okay, so for some of you, this could be like creative things that you wanted to pursue, you know, maybe something in the arts with like music or writing or painting. Maybe you've always wanted to teach. I'm also getting teaching. What else is coming up? Maybe you've always wanted to travel. Maybe there's somewhere very specific that you've always wanted to travel to. Maybe since you were a child, because we have that inner child healing coming up, and you weren't able to travel there yet. And so the path is opening up for you to see that it is possible for you to experience this place that you desire to visit and to explore and to learn more about. All right, Spirit, what else is coming up with the old paths, but now a new path? It's like a rebirthing of this path and this potential that you're going to be exploring. Okay, nothing else is coming up. So I think that's it for the messages that were coming through for the full moon in Libra. I really wanted to share those with you all because the messages were coming in and I didn't have time to set up a full moon in Libra healing ceremony. It breaks my heart a little bit because I really love sharing those with you all, but they will continue again with the new moon in Aries that is coming up on April 20th. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. I share the information about the full and new moon healing ceremonies on my Instagram page at selfunity or on TikTok at selfunity. And I'll leave links in the description box down below for you to click on so you can be taken right to my page and you can follow along, so you can keep an eye out for when I share the information about those healing ceremonies. All right, loves. And before we get into showing the card choices here, I do want to let you all know that these are general messages. So not every message that comes through, even in your specific choice of card or pile, these are general messages, and so not everything may resonate with you. So if you're wanting to get a more personalized reading where the entire message will be meant only for you, I do offer personalized readings. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, or you can email me at selfunity@outlook.com and we can set one up for you. All right, loves? All right, loves. Let's go ahead and see what today's choices are. So for today's reading, I actually have 2 cards under here, but Spirit's saying to only show you the crystals today, so we won't be flipping the cards over until we get into your reading. Okay, so for pile 1, we have the Selenite. Palm stone. Palm stones is the theme for today. So if you're watching this, you may want to get a palm stone just to keep it close to you. It's nice to hold it in your hand. It's like a little support buddy. All right, so pile 1 is Selenite. Pile 2, we have the Azurite. Azurite. Let's see if we can get that glare off of there. All right, so pile 2 is Azurite. Pile 3, we have this shiny, shimmery Labradorite. I have a feeling a lot of people might pick pile 3. Let me know which pile you pick. I love to see which pile resonates with you the most. I don't think there's much flash on this side. Oh, there's a nice blue flash. All right, pile 3. So your crystal is Labradorite. And then for pile 4, we have the Garnierite, also known as green moonstone. All right, there's these nice little ridges here. All right, loves, so go ahead and select the pile or crystal that is most calling to you, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, welcome into your reading. So if you selected the shiny selenite, then this is your reading. So let's go ahead and we'll set this. Let's see, it's kind of off camera, I'll put it there. All right, we'll set that up there, and then let's see what your 2 cards are that you chose. Okay, so first, the tarot card. Oh, you have the Strength card, number 8. All right, and let's see what your word is. We have Twilight, surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. Okay, this is interesting. So these 2 cards are going to be setting the tone for your reading. So let's see what's coming through. All right, so for pile 1 with these 2 cards, I feel like you have been going through a very challenging time, and it's almost like maybe you're trying to meet some kind of deadline, and it's like that energy where the deadline's coming up and you're rushing and sweat is like dripping from your forehead, and you're just feeling so hot and anxious that you're not going to make the deadline. And then, you know, the deadline arrives and it's like everything is fine, you're worrying for no reason, you tapped into that inner strength and you were able to, you know, meet that deadline. All right, so if this is you, if you're like trying to meet a deadline, don't worry, everything is going to work out as it's meant to. You will be fine. You will be supported. Tap into that inner strength and trust yourself. There's also this energy of this need for confidence to come through. Have confidence in what it is that you're working on and what it is that you're trying to do or receive or share with others. Okay, let's get some more information on this. So we're going to pull some more tarot. And I actually was guided to pull out a couple more tarot decks. I usually only use 1 tarot deck, but Spirit said, let's try using a couple tarot decks today. So let's pull some more tarot so we can get more information on this. All right, let's get 2 from here. And then I'm going to pull a couple from Ostara. So this is Ostara Tarot, and this is the same deck as this card here. This is the Rider-Waite Tarot. It's the traditional. Let's give it one more shuffle. I like to shuffle and pull the cards on camera because this is where the magic happens, all right? So when you're here with me and I'm shuffling, pulling the cards, you know, it really taps into your energy and what you're needing to hear. Let's get 2 more spirits. Okay, 3 more. All right, so let's see what your tarot cards are. So, ooh, first we have the Tower. All right, so we have the Tower. And then we have the 4 of Cups. All right, so 4 of Cups, the Tower, and Strength. And let's see what we've got over here. We have the Sun. The Sun. I'll put that on the other side there. See if we can center that a little. And we have the 7 of Swords. The little raccoon. Queen of Swords. Okay, and we also have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so I didn't intend to set the tarot cards up like this, but I'm feeling that this energy over here with the 4 of Cups, the Tower, and the Strength card, it's representing you and what's going on in your mind. Okay, so there's this energy coming through where you're feeling really anxious, really worried about something. Maybe you have multiple opportunities being given to you, or maybe there's like just one specific opportunity that you're like seeking and like looking at, but you have more than just one option, okay? So it's almost like this energy of feeling trapped in something, or maybe like you don't feel trapped, but hold on, let me feel out what Spirit's trying to say here. Yeah, there's this energy of like maybe feeling trapped, and as though there's only one way, one option, one opportunity, but in reality you have all these different opportunities, all these multiple paths, which we actually talked about with the full moon and Libra messages in the beginning of the video, where there's like some type of new path that you've always wanted to pursue, always wanted to follow, opening up to you, okay? But you may be worried about even like taking your eyes off of the energy of whatever it is that you feel trapped in, because then everything that you've built up, everything you've already been working on has to kind of crumble down, or you have to walk away from it, you have to leave it, okay? But you have the Strength card, which also represents the energy within you. It may not be that mental energy of like feeling anxious, feeling worried about what's going to happen, how things are going to work out, but this is the energy of like who you are on a soul level, and also the energy of what you're needing to embody, which I think you are embodying this. So even though you're feeling the anxiety, the anxiousness, feeling worried, maybe confused, not sure what path to take, it's like you still show up in the energy of strength and dedication. And you know, like we talked about with that deadline, where even though there's a deadline and you're worried about meeting it, it's like you always meet it because you have that strength, you have that determination, you have that commitment to it. Okay, so this is what's going on internally, but this is representing what's actually happening. So let's see what is actually happening in this situation. Yeah, so with these cards, what I'm getting is there's this need to walk away from something. Something is no longer working out over here. This one path, this one thing that you've been glued to, it's not the only thing. There are many other opportunities, many new paths that you can pursue, that you can explore, okay? And it's time to be honest with yourself about that. We have the Queen of Swords coming in here, but I'm feeling, you know, whether or not you choose to look to these other paths, look to these other opportunities, it's like Spirit saying, you know, if you don't make that choice or make that decision, then the universe is going to do it for you. They're going to, you know, throw it in your face and say, hey, look at this. There are other paths. There are other opportunities for you to pursue. Stop holding things stop holding so closely onto everything that you have now, because there is something new that will offer you this sense of abundance, this sense of luxury, this sense of choice, okay? Because right now you're in that energy where you feel as though you don't have a choice, or you don't have many choices, but in reality, Spirit's saying you do. You just have to choose to walk away from the one thing that you've been so focused on, the one thing that you've been hyper focused on. All right, let's see if anything else comes through. So there's also a cat on this card here, and then we have the lion here. So cat symbolism may be significant to you. I'm also really drawn to the raccoon. So this is a random message coming through, but maybe you're going to be seeing a raccoon in the wild. Maybe you even like have pet raccoons, or they're not actual pets, but it's like they come up to your area, like in your neighborhood or around your house, and maybe a family member feeds them. And maybe it's a little frustrating to you. Okay, so that's going to be a specific message for somebody. Yeah, that's interesting. Like a raccoon coming up to somebody's house, and it's kind of frustrating, but maybe there's somebody nearby that likes them, laughs about it, and enjoys seeing them. All right, so I'm not getting much else from the tarot, so let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards. We're going to pull from this deck over here. This is the Work Your Light oracle cards. Let's give it one more shuffle. Gonna be okay, pile one. I feel like you're really worried. Something is something is changing, okay? Something is no longer working. It's falling away. It's already fallen down. And you're worried about, you know, how things are going to work out. What's next? Spirit's saying it's all going to be okay. You have so much strength, so much confidence. You've been through things that are way worse than this. And this is opening up a completely new path. One that you have desire to pursue and to explore. So there's this energy where Spirit's saying to, you know, get excited about this change, because new things are coming in that are really exciting, things that you've asked for. All right, so we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. I talked about a teacher in the full moon messages as well. We also have Play, Have Fun, Celebrate, Don't Be So Serious. I'm feeling like one more card wants to come out. Let's see. One more, Spirit. There it is. All right, answer the call. Yes, what is your soul calling you to do? This card looks so similar to the Queen of Swords here. That looks so similar. I'm going to put these next to each other. All right. All right, love. So again, Spirit's saying there's something that you've always wanted to do, something that you've always wanted to pursue, but you haven't been pursuing it. You've been pursuing something else, something that does not resonate deeply with your soul, with the energy of like a dream, a lifelong goal. And Spirit is taking your attention away from whatever it is that you've been pursuing that really does not align with your soul calling. It really isn't something that you want to have strength for. It's like it takes a lot of energy for you to build up your strength, to build up your confidence, to pursue whatever it is that you've been focusing on, because it's not in alignment with what your soul really dreams of pursuing and exploring. And the universe knows that. And that's why things are changing here. Okay, because it's like you've been devoiding of what your soul has been calling you to do, and you've been so focused on these other things that just aren't in alignment with that, and they don't really bring you a sense of satisfaction or sense of joy, a sense of peace, a sense of happiness. And I know that sounds very cliche, but it also doesn't allow you to play, okay, to have fun with life. It's just like this energy of, you know, building up your strength, doing what you need to do to meet those deadlines, to, you know, put in those papers, whatever it is, and then, you know, going back to yourself and then rejuvenating, building up that strength again so you can go do it again. But there's something that you really want to do, something that you really desired to do, that is so deeply resonant with your soul, with your heart space, and it's calling to you again. All right, but there could be this energy, this sense of worry coming through. You know, there's this energy where it's like it's the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen if you give yourself permission to explore whatever it is that your soul is calling you to do. And Spirit's saying, you know, they're not giving me much on that. They're saying like, you won't know until you pursue it, okay? But it keeps coming up because it's important, because it's going to allow you to embrace those good vibe feelings that you are missing out on through focusing on these other things. And again, we have this 9 of Pentacles here, and we also have the Sun card, where by listening to what it is that your soul is calling you to do, you're going to invite in the energy of the sun. You're going to invite in that energy of light once again, because you've been in this energy of shadow, of darkness, you know, things not flowing so easily, having to gather your strength just to make it through, you know, each day. But there's something that you really want to do that will let the light back in, and it will also bless you with all the abundance and everything that you're desiring. I'm also seeing that it's like you keep getting this call to do something, to try something, and then you just kind of ignore it, you kind of push it away. But Spirit's saying also with the Queen of Swords here, when you allow yourself to just feel into what it is that your soul's telling you to do, guiding you to do, you'll be able to see through all the illusions that you've been creating around this past experience, this maybe even a little bit present experience that you've been so hyper focused on, that you've been distracting yourself with. For some of you, you may want to be a teacher of some sort, maybe like an energy teacher, maybe a healer. Maybe there's something that you're very passionate about that you pursue it on the side, like maybe you just think of it as a hobby right now, and so you don't really make that much time for it, but you're very skilled at it, and it brings you a lot of joy, it brings you a lot of peace when you do partake in this. I'm seeing like crocheting or knitting, like something with your hands and weaving. And so maybe you're wanting to share that gift, share that knowledge with others and teach them how to do that as well. And so it's also saying maybe you're wanting to, this is a big message coming in. Let's see. It's like something with weaving or making clothes or something like clothes, like maybe like accessories or like blankets or something. And maybe you're wanting to, Spirit's saying like maybe you're wanting to sell this as a product, but it's deeper than that. It's like you're not just wanting to sell it as a product on the side or start your own business. It's like you're wanting to take it next level and maybe get like investors or share this with an already like well-known company, and have them do all that marketing and the selling and the listing of these products, whereas you just focus on what you love about it, which is making it. Okay, so for some of you that could be something that's on your mind, and Spirit's saying pursue that if that's what your soul is calling you to do. All right, let's see. We also have this play card. Play. I feel that once you answer the calling of your soul, what it is you're feeling guided to do, what it is that you miss doing, there's something that you miss doing that you once did. And it's so deeply resonant with the soul calling. It's something that you're meant to be doing, something that you're meant to be creating or teaching or sharing with the world, sharing with yourself. It will allow you to invite that sense of play energy, playful energy, happy energy back into your life. I feel like this goes in alignment with the Sun card here. They should be next to each other because they have that same playful, fun, lighthearted energy, okay? The Spirit's saying, when's the last time you laughed? There's this need to laugh, to have fun. So for some of you, you may need to just, get out of your head, get out of that energy a little bit and stop worrying so much about what you're going to do, how you're going to do. Stop worrying about those deadlines and allow yourself to just get out of your head for a moment to go do something that feels playful and fun to you, okay? Let's see if Spirit will give us some examples. So for some of you, if you have children, maybe take them to the park and don't just sit on the sidelines, play with them at the park. For some of you, maybe like skating or bowling or going to the arcades, okay? Or even going to see a movie, just seeing a movie in the theaters or a drive-in movie. Let's see if anything else comes up. Maybe like going out into nature, like a garden, like a botanical garden, or I'm seeing like something that's like a botanical garden and a tour of some sort. It's like they have like maybe like historical homes or like historical monuments or something that are like attached to it or nearby the garden, and maybe it brings you a lot of joy to visit that place and to experience that. So that's very specific for somebody. All right, loves, let's go ahead and get your last card. All right, so the last card I'm going to draw for you is from this deck here. This is the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. And I'm going to try not to interpret this. I'll leave it up to you. But we'll see, because sometimes the messages just flood in. All right, so you have 2 cards jumping out, of course. All right, so first we have Freya, the goddess of discernment. Yes, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Yes, you spend your time wisely. You only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. So if it requires you to build up that strength and confidence, and it's very unnatural, it's forced, you're dreading it, feeling anxious, worried about it, then it's not a holy hell yes, it's a no. So only the things that your soul is calling you to do that feels so good, feels so right. Scream yes. Those are the things that you should be doing. We also have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Yes, sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Yes, there's this need to get reconnected with things that bring you joy, that bring you pleasure, that feel good, that feel right, that sing yes to your soul, to yourself. All right, loves, that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for listening in. If you liked this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you enjoyed most in the comments down below. I really love hearing from you all and seeing which messages resonated with you most and what connected with you. And I try my best to reply to all the messages. So if you comment, I will comment back. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on next week's reading. And lastly, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do offer more personalized messages that are meant solely for you. And you can do so by sending me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, or you can email me at selfunity@outlook.com. All right, loves, that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much once again. Have a beautiful day. Bye, loves. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome into your reading. So if you selected the amazing Azurite, this is your reading. I'll just show this out to you for a minute. All right, so we're going to set that up there. Excuse me. And then we're going to see what your 2 cards are. Oh, we have the 10 of Cups. Yes, that's some good energy here. 10 of Cups. And we also have Discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. Oh, okay. So these 2 cards are going to kind of set the tone, set the theme for your reading. So let's see what's going on here. The 10 of Cups is like really good, really positive vibes. So I'm loving this. And then we have Discover. Let's see what's coming up. Okay, so what I'm getting from these 2 cards is very interesting. I'm feeling that some of you, like, you're in a really good place right now. You're in this 10 of Cups energy. But for some of you, you may not be feeling that way or seeing, all the abundance, all the blessings, all the love that is surrounding you at this time. And that's why we have the Discover here. It's like Spirit's telling you to, take a moment to pause and look around at what is actually present in your life right now. Okay, so I'm hearing that, that cliche quote that we hear or see on social media all the time. Everything that you have right now is something that you once asked for. It's something that you manifested, something that you once dreamed about having and experiencing. But now that you're in that energy, it's like you keep looking for what's next, and you're not really embracing what is available to you in this present moment, and you're not realizing that everything you have right now was once a dream and now it is reality. And with that too, because your focus is on like what's next and you're not really embracing the present moment, Spirit saying to pause, take a look around, witness what is actually available to you, what it is that you have actually manifested, what it is that you once dreamed of that is now here for you to embrace, to enjoy, because that should be proof enough that, whatever it is that you're working towards, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest now, whatever it is that you're dreaming about now, will come to be. Okay, but you have to take like a step. There's no like stepping back. It's just like stepping into what you have now and discovering the beauty, the love, the joy that is already available to you. It's like this energy of I don't want to say this, but it's coming up. It's like the energy of like the spoiled child. They have everything they could ever need, but they just want more. And it's like that's the energy that you're embracing, and not taking a moment to recognize that you have everything you need. You have everything that you've ever dreamed of. You don't need the more. But Spirit is saying, like, it keeps coming in. It will come to you though. Like, you don't need it, but it will come to you, because that is also in alignment with another dream or new manifestations that you're working towards receiving. Okay, but don't lose sight of what is in your present moment now. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some more tarot. I'm going to pull tarot from this deck here, Ostara Tarot. So today I was actually guided to pull out multiple tarot decks. These are all tarot decks over here, and I usually only use one, but Spirit said let's use a couple different ones today. So this card came from this deck here. This is the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and then this is Ostara. So let's see what's coming up. Ooh, 2 jumping out. Let's get one more. Okay, we'll take that one. And then I'm going to pull some from the fairies. Okay, so we're going to pull some from the Fairy Tarot. I keep thinking of the creator's name. Somebody may want to know. This is created by Radley Valentine. Alright, let's get one more shuffle. Spirit wants me to shuffle a lot. I feel like I was shuffling the deck so many times, and Spirit's saying like you may have been in this energy of anxiousness where you're like, hurry up and pull the cards. I want to know the messages. And that could be the energy that you're embodying with what it is that you're trying to achieve or manifest or receive. And Spirit's saying like, slow down. There's no rush. There's no rush. You already made it here. You'll make it to where you're going next, okay? Let's see what your fairy cards are first. We have 9 of Spring. Protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. All right, and we also have 4 of Spring, 2 spring cards. Be grateful. You have so much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness. A contented personal life. I'm going to scoot this over so we can set that there. Let's see. We're doing something different with each pile today, so we're just going with the flow. Oh, okay, and then you have the Sun. This actually came out in pile 1's reading as well. The Sun. Look at that. This is the 10 of Cups. You have the 10 of Cups twice. Wow. This is why Spirit told me to use different tarot decks today, because they're amplifying energy here. We also have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Spirit's telling me to get one more card, so we're going to get it from Ostara here. Okay, 2 more, I guess, because they fall out together. Okay. Oh, we also have the Queen of Swords. This also came out in pile 1's reading. So if you were feeling called to both readings, you maybe want to check that one out. And then you also have the Ace of Cups coming out, being a little extra there. All right, so let's see what's going on with your full scope now. I feel like for some of you, you may be seeking a romantic partner or maybe seeking a new friendship with somebody. But I feel it's more of a romantic connection, like a life partner connection, because the Ten of Cups can represent this energy of marriage or, like having that sort of like nuclear family energy where, you have the husband, you have the wife, you have the kids, and it can be, different. I know it doesn't have to just be husband, wife. It could be husband, husband, wife, wife. But it's like that energy of having, two life partners. You've got the big happy home and everything's good and happy. And so I feel this energy where you may be seeking a life partner. But there's also this energy where like something isn't flowing. Okay, something's not working out exactly as you had planned it to. And I'm also really drawn to the children on this card. So for some of you, you may have children, but maybe you and the children's other parent, maybe they're not in the picture, or like things didn't work out between you. And so now you're seeking like a life partner that will, stay in your life forever, that can offer this Ten of Cups energy of love, support, peace, and that like happy home energy. Okay, but let's see what else is going on here. I feel like if you are seeking a partner, I want to say like it's interesting because I like there's couples here, there's couples here, there's couples here, but I feel like something is not working out. There's like a blocked energy where things aren't flowing and you're not able to meet them, or maybe like you're in a connection but you're not seeing eye to eye on something. There's like something blocking this energy. Oh, okay. So Spirit's saying there is somebody out there for you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have all these cards with the couples on it. Even here, we have the Ace of Cups, 2 people here. But you may not be drawing them in for multiple reasons. Okay, one, you're too focused on that future connection that you're losing sight of what's in front of you, like we talked about in the beginning with these 2 cards here. But the other message that I'm getting is that it's like the universe has already picked out someone new for you, okay? But they may be wrapped up in another situation. So they may be in a relationship with somebody now. They may live halfway across the world or the country. They might not live where you live. And it's going to take a little bit more time is what I'm getting. Okay. But there is somebody out there for you. And with that message, that it may take a little bit more time right now. What you most need to hear is that this is a time of enjoying right here the fruits of your labors, enjoying everything that you've created in your life for yourself up to this point. Okay, because it was a long journey. Like you are in this Ten of Cups energy, except you may not have that life partner that you're seeking. All right, you're wanting to share all this abundance, this joy, this happiness that you've created for yourself with somebody else. Okay, but Spirit's saying it's like you haven't celebrated it for yourself yet. And that's why we have the Ace of Cups here, because this is the card of celebration, new beginnings, new connections. It's so interesting because I'm seeing this conflicting energy here where it's like you're going to meet somebody new, but Spirit's saying, but not yet. So let's see if we can get some guidance on that. All right, what do we need to know about that? So maybe for some of you, you are going to meet somebody new very soon. And then for some of you, it's like something's not working because you're not focused. You're not like offering your presence to what you've already manifested for yourself. So what more do we need to know about this connection? We have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, and we have boundaries. Where do I need to establish better boundaries? Okay, so for some of you, This is interesting. You may not be meeting somebody new soon. Okay, I'm getting so many messages now because, okay, one I already said, because you're too focused on the future and not the present moment. The universe already knows what it is that you want. They already know what you're seeking. So, let it go. Let it go. Give it to the universe. Trust that they've already picked somebody out for you and that they will come in the divine's timing, okay? The next message I'm getting is that for some of you, you may be seeing a lot of people. You may be really putting yourself out there, trying all the things. Maybe you're on like online dating sites, going on multiple dates with different people. But it's like not something that you would normally do. And now that you're trying this out, it's not something that you even enjoy. And so that should be a sign for you that, that's not going to help you find this one person that's already been picked out for you. Okay. And so there's also this need to set boundaries with yourself, because what I'm seeing with these two cards is that you're letting too many people into your energy field, and even like loved ones. Like, so there may be relatives around you that are, they're like telling you, you need to find somebody new. I know you're looking, I know you want to find someone new. And, they may be infecting. I didn't mean to say infecting, but it resonates there. They may be influencing the energy of you being able to align to meet this person that, is already picked out for you. Okay, so there's different things happening here, but ultimately Spirit is saying to, one, come back to yourself, come back to the present moment, enjoy all the things that you have created, that you have received, that you have in your life now. Okay, focus on spending time with your children. If you have children, focus on enjoying the beautiful home that you manifested, that you live in now. All right, focus on creating positive, uplifting experiences, doing things that you love doing, that bring you joy, that bring your children joy. And I think naturally the universe will align things so you meet this person in the divine timing, okay? But Spirit's saying, don't give up hope on that. You can still hold the hope for that. You still know this is something that you want to experience. This is something that you want to receive. It's just a matter of trusting in divine timing, okay? Spirit's saying to think about all the things that you have now in the present moment that you once dreamed about. When you dreamed about them, you probably thought, it's never coming. When is it coming? It's not coming. And then think about how much time it took before you received it. Okay. Things don't happen on our timeline. They happen on the divine's timeline. All right. Let's see if anything else comes through for you, pile 2. I also feel like there's somebody already in your life that meets the criteria for what it is that you're seeking in a life partner, in a romantic relationship. But because you're so focused on like this future energy and things that you're trying to manifest, you're not able to see this person that's already in your present life. And I'm seeing that with this Queen of Swords here, because the Queen of Swords is all about illusion. And so it's like there's somebody already in your life that you could see yourself being with, but you're not seeing it because you're like looking for this future energy. You're like looking for it in other places and not zoning in on what is already available to you and what already exists in your reality. All right, love. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your oracle card now. So this is your last card. It's from the Divine Feminine Oracle. And for this message, I'm going to try my best to not interpret it. But we'll see what comes through. Oh, this card came out in pile 1 too. You have so many similar cards. And I'll tell you, when I put these cards away, I put them in the middle of the deck. So it's interesting that, they still come out. So if you're feeling drawn to watch pile 1's reading as well, I definitely recommend it, because you have 3 cards that came out from that deck, or from that reading. Okay, so you have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Okay, Spirit does want me to interpret this here. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life, because this is a relationship reading, romantic reading, and it's something that you're seeking, something that you're looking for. There's this energy coming through where Spirit's saying to be mindful of your sexual boundaries, your intimacy boundaries, because there's this energy of, I don't want to say illusion, but, and I don't, it's like it's like a confusion energy, but it's not confusion. There's a word for it. It's like where you're misplacing the energy of what it is that you actually want with sexual energy or sexual activity. Okay, so it's like you want a life partner that can offer you love, support, deep connection, soul-based connection. But if you resonate with the message of, putting yourself out there, seeing different people, you may also be connecting with them through sexual activities, and through that you're allowing all these different people access to one of the most sacred parts of yourself. And so Spirit's saying to just be mindful of what it is that you're actually trying to manifest versus what it is that you're actually inviting in to your energy and to yourself. Okay, so that's just something to think about, reflect on, and to be mindful of. And there may be this need to set boundaries around your sexual energy so you can keep it sacred, so you can keep it protected, for the person that will give you everything you are actually seeking and most desiring. Okay, there was another message coming through. What was it? Okay, I guess it doesn't want to come back. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. There's something with like the energy of pleasure coming up. Oh, okay, that was the message. It's also like this energy where, if you're connecting with different people, or maybe even if you're just connecting with one person, but they don't meet the, like the standards or the criteria for what it is that you're seeking in a romantic partner, but you're still connecting with them in an intimate way. It's almost, Spirit's saying it's like, they aren't even providing you with the joy or the pleasure that you like in those intimate ways. Okay, and so that's why we have the boundaries card coming up here in relation to this too, because it's not even something that you're finding joy or pleasure in, and you may only be doing it for this other person and not getting anything back. Okay, and that could be why the energy of the flowing energy, why things are not quite working out, is because you're a little bit disconnected from your ability to receive things back. Okay, because it's like you're giving without receiving when you're intimate with somebody, and you're seeking this romantic life partnership kind of connection, and that is also connected to that. Okay, and so there's like that, the energy of it being blocked or it not working out or not flowing correctly because you're not honoring this sacred part of yourself in the way that you most desire and deserve. Okay, so just something to think about there and to be mindful of, and to bring the energy back to yourself so you can also receive what it is that you really desire and want to experience. Okay, all right, loves, that is it for your reading. That was such an interesting message to end on. All right, but it was coming through, so I'm just the messenger there. All right, loves. All right, but thank you so much for tuning into this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what resonated with you most. I love to hear from you all in the comments and to see, which reading you picked and, what resonated with you most. And I do comment back to all readings, so if you want to chat in the comments, I'm always open. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel too, so you don't miss out on next week's reading. And lastly, if you'd like to book a more personalized reading with me where all the messages that come through are meant solely for you, you can do so through sending me a DM on Instagram at selfunity or emailing me at selfunity@outlook.com. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Hi, loves. Welcome to your reading. To everyone that picked pile 3 or this beautiful Labradorite crystal. Let's see if we can see the flash. Got the flash there. I have a feeling. Okay, so Spirit told me to put this crystal with pile 3 specifically because I had a feeling that a lot of people might pick this crystal, and I think the messages that come through in pile 3 are going to be very important, but we'll see. I mean, all the messages are, of course, but we'll see what comes up for you, pile 3. So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to see what your 2 cards are. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords. All right, 5 of Swords. And then let's see what your word is. Ooh, we have adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. You will get yourself where you want to be. Okay, so these first 2 cards are setting the tone, setting the energy for your reading. And so what's coming through is that right now something is changing, something is shifting. There's something that you're walking away from, you've already walked away from. And it's this energy where like things may be getting a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging because you chose to, or something came in and forced you to walk away from this past thing. Okay, but because things are getting a little bit challenging, they're getting a little bit difficult, it's like you're kind of looking over your shoulder, looking back to where you just were and contemplating whether or not you should go back. Okay, but look what's in front of you. Okay, where you're not looking is the adapt card, and that's signifying that there is this need to just go with the flow, adapt with the changes. You will get yourself where you want to be. You left this past experience, relationship, job, whatever it is. You maybe even like a belief, a mindset. You left it behind because it was no longer serving you, is no longer supporting you. It wasn't where you wanted to be. And now you're moving towards the new spaces of what you actually want to be experiencing, where you want to be, and also like what's going to allow you to thrive. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some more tarot cards. So for today's readings, Spirit told me to pull out multiple tarot decks. I usually only do one, but Spirit said let's use multiple decks today, so I have some other tarot decks here as well that I'll be pulling cards from. So we're going to start with the Rider-Waite, and this card here is also from this deck, Rider-Waite Tarot. So let's just give it one shuffle, and then let's see what wants to come out for you, pile 3. All right, let's get one more. I'm actually going to take that one too. 2 more. All right, and then let's pull some more from the Ostara Tarot. So I'm going to give this one shuffle as well. Oops. I guess 2 shuffles. All right, so let's see, what does pile 3 need to know from Ostara Tarot? Take that card. Let's get a couple more. Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know? There we go. All right, so let's see what's going on. Okay, so let's see what your tarot cards are from here first. We have the 5 of Cups. We have 2 5s. All right, and then we I also have the Eight of Wands. Okay. Seven of Wands. All right. Let's put it like this so it's like counting there. Okay, we're going from 7 to 8. And let's see. Are these? I feel like they're crooked. Maybe it's these decks over here. All right, and let's see what your cards are from Ostara. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. Okay. The Hermit. The Knight of Cups. Lots of cups here. And the Three of Swords. All right. All right, loves. So what I'm getting from this is that you may have just walked away from a relationship, and this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection. It actually feels more like a friendship-based connection, or maybe you left a job and you were really close with your coworkers, so you like left, you left that relationship, you severed those ties with those coworkers of yours. And even though, okay, so Spirit's saying with that, if you resonate with, leaving a job, separating from your coworkers, seeing them every day, it's like this energy where you may have left the job because of the people that you were working with. It's like you loved what you were doing, but you didn't love the connections that were surrounding you. And there's also this energy coming through of like a family member. There could be like a situation where a family member in your life was maybe crossing boundaries with you over and over again, or you just don't see eye to eye in certain situations, and you had to close the door on allowing them to connect with you in a physical sense and an emotional sense as well. Okay, and this wasn't something easy for you to do. Okay, and some of you may be questioning this as well as maybe something that you're working through emotionally, mentally right now. Okay, but you have the Hermit card, and this is signifying that it is time for you to go on this journey with yourself, and to have left that connection behind. Let's see what else is coming up here. Yeah, it's like even here, the Knight of Cups, they're looking to the future. This is a new journey, a new emotional journey. And this is interesting because you have the Three of Cups here, and usually in the Three of Cups in tarot, it represents celebration, it represents friendship, but in the Ostara deck, it looks a little different. It looks more of like this energy of kind of like drowning, the sullen energy. It's not as uplifting as the traditional Three of Cups is. So let's see what else is coming through here. I feel like for some of you, like you've already gone through the processing of having to leave behind this connection. If that's what you left behind, if you did leave behind a relationship with somebody else, it's like you've already gone through the internal processing of having to leave that behind. But it's like from time to time, you still look back over your shoulder, wondering if you made the right decision or if you should go back. But again, we're looking at what is here in front of your face, not behind it, which is the energy of needing to adapt to these new circumstances, to this new way of life. And with that, I feel like your focus is no longer on the relationship aspect of what it is that you left behind. And for some of you, again, this is like about a job. So maybe you left a job or a career behind. Maybe some of you moved to a new location. And even though you look back over your shoulder, you're still thinking about what you just left behind. You're not going to be leaving your focus on that for long, okay? Because you're being guided to focus on this new journey that is more connected to yourself, okay? And I do feel like it's connected to work because we have the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So, you're more focused on your career, you're focused on this new job, maybe getting to know the ins and outs of this new job, or getting to know the new people that you're surrounded by, getting familiar with your environment. Your focus is not on, what you left behind, even though it kind of seeps in from time to time. It's now being shifted, it's being pulled to where you're at in the present moment, and to getting familiar, getting comfortable with this new space. Okay, so what I'm seeing as well with the adapt card here in the Five of Cups, Five of Swords, is that your focus gets pulled back to what it is that you left behind, into that energy of reflecting on what it is that you left behind, and questioning if you should go back, is because your focus is on this new path that you're already on. Like, you're already on this new path, you're already pursuing it on your own. But there are moments where you come up on an experience, or you connect with somebody, but there's this energy of like it being challenging, okay, because it's something new. It's not something that you're familiar with. And so it kind of triggers you into looking back at what you once had, because it was easier, it was comfortable, it was familiar, it was something that you just knew how to do, and you didn't have to, come up with solutions to make it work. It just worked because there are already systems in place. So with that being said, for some of you, this could also be about maybe creating or starting a business of your own. Maybe you're like creating a product. I'm seeing like somebody maybe creating a product to sell, and it's not something that you're used to doing on your own. It's like you're maybe, if you're trying to start a business, you're not used to doing all the business things on your own, like the back end things, and you're more used to, just going to work, doing your assigned job. Whereas when you start a business, you kind of have to do all the things, and you're not used to that, you're not familiar with it. And that's why we have the adapt card coming in, saying, you'll learn how to do these things that you don't know how to do, or that you're not used to doing. You will get yourself where you want to be, as long as you keep trying it, you keep moving forward on this path. Okay, so that's where that pull to look back at where you once were comes from, is because those challenging situations arise, and you think to yourself like, oh, this is so challenging, I didn't have to do this at my previous job. What if I just went back? Or, I had this connection and they would just do it for me. For some of you, if this is about severing ties with a family member, I'm getting the example of maybe like a mother or father figure. Maybe your mother or your father, they always did something for you. Like, it could be something silly like laundry. Maybe they always did your laundry for you, but maybe they didn't know how to emotionally or mentally support you, and it became very toxic in that sense, and you had to set some boundaries to pull away from your relationship with them, to focus on yourself and the things that you're focusing on in your present life. And so, now you're having to figure out how to put in the time to do your laundry for yourself. Okay. And that's just a very muted, very simple example. It could be something much deeper than that. All right, but let's see what else is coming up here. I'm so drawn to the boat here, and I think for some of you, you may be going on a boat soon. There's also like water over here, water here, and this card has water on it, but of course that's going to come up because we have so many cups here. But I feel that for some of you, you're going on a boat soon, or it could even be metaphorical boat, you're moving to new horizons, new places. But I'm seeing like a physical boat. So this could be even something that you're planning to do in the summertime. And then for some of you, I'm also getting this energy that maybe like you're used to going on like somebody else's boat, or going on a boat with somebody else, and this is like the person or the connection that you left behind. Or maybe maybe your job that you left behind, maybe they had like work functions, and they would take you guys like on a mini boat tour or cruise, or maybe your boss or coworker had a boat and they would always invite you on it. And now that, you know, if you're in the northern hemisphere, we're shifting into spring, summer season, it's usually like boat season. You may be missing out on that adventure. Okay, so that's a very specific message for somebody tuning in here. But with that, spirit's saying, don't look back, keep looking forward. Your arrow's shooting forward, it's not shooting backwards. All right. Oh, I didn't notice we also have 2 3s. We have 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords. 3s represent, and you have 2 5s. Okay, so you may be seeing the number 2, 22, or 222. You may be seeing the number 5, 55, or 555, or you may be seeing like sequences of the number 3, 33, 333. And then you also have 7, 8, and the Hermit is 9. All right, so you are taking steps towards something new. And again, Spirit keeps drawing me back to this. I usually don't like to continuously say what the cards say, but like Spirit keeps drawing my attention to this. You will get yourself where you want to be. Okay, you are taking the steps that you need to take to get to where you want to be. So it's like here, it's like you're taking those steps, you're walking along this path here, you're directing your arrow where you want it to go, and it will land, it will stick. And even here with the 3 of Swords, all right, you threw your daggers, you threw them and they landed exactly where you wanted them to go. Instead of this being a heart, look at it as like a bullseye. You got it right there in the middle each time. All right, so you will land whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to create or start, you will get it to land and you will be successful. I'm also seeing and hearing with that, like that saying of you will get it to land is the energy of like a plane. Okay, so some of you are traveling because we have the boat energy coming in, we have the plane energy coming in. But some of you may also be thinking of maybe getting your pilot's license, or maybe becoming a like a flight attendant or something along those lines, like maybe working in an airport setting or even like a marina setting. And that's only going to resonate with a few of you. Okay, this is something that you've always wanted to do. It's like you've always wanted to work in an airport, you've always wanted to work at the marina, or maybe like doing something in the ocean. So maybe like studying marine life or something along those lines. Okay, so we're getting a lot of different messages coming in here. This is fun. But let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards now. All right, so I'm going to pull some oracle cards from Work Your Light Oracle. So let me give this a shuffle. Oh, we're already at 17 minutes. We kind of went long with your reading, but that's okay. All right, let's see. Okay, we have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. All right, let's get one more. I'm going to take that one. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. See, okay. All right. So this is kind of a common message that has come up in all the readings today, even pile 1 and 2. There's this need to... You're already doing this energy where it's like there's this need to come back to yourself, and you're already doing that, okay? But in coming back to yourself right now, you're very focused on building something, okay? You're creating something, you're starting something new. And this could kind of serve as a distraction from what you're feeling emotionally. Okay, right here we have the 5 of Cups. This is the card of feeling a lot of sadness, a lot of pain. And so even though you left behind this previous situation, you keep getting triggered through those challenging moments to look back and reflect on this challenging situation because you haven't allowed yourself to fully process emotionally what it is that you left behind. Okay. And so there is this need to to come back into yourself in the sense of resting. Okay, you're already coming back into yourself and working on something that is very important to you, very passionate, something that you really want to be pursuing. It's something that you really want to be creating, but you haven't allowed yourself to come back to yourself in the sense of giving yourself, your emotional self, your soul self, what it needs in those moments of pause, in those moments of stillness. Okay, so it's like you're distracting yourself from feeling out what it is that you need to feel, what it is that you need to process. And that's why you keep getting triggered to look back at the past situation, because it's like you just chose to leave it. You didn't really allow yourself time to process what it is that you left behind. And that's why it keeps coming up in those challenging moments. It's because Spirit's trying to get you to look at it. You keep having those challenges, those obstacles come up because you haven't fully reflected on, processed, and fully released that past experience from your energy in the emotional sense. Okay, so for some of you, you may need like a spa day, even if it's like a spa day at home. Okay, but there's this need to go within in a stillness. Okay, you've been very busy. You've been allowing yourself to be very busy, distracted by external things, external projects, creating something new, but you haven't allowed yourself to sit in stillness. Okay, and that's the key that you're missing here with those challenging situations that keep arising, and this need to adapt to the present situation. Is adapting to the situation is also taking those moments of pause to reflect on, what possibilities you can pursue with, okay, let's see how to word this. What possibilities you can pursue with the possible solutions that come up in this time of rest and reflection. Okay, and then we also have this dance with life, where there's something that you may be trying to do and it's like not quite working out, or you're facing these challenging physical situations that may feel as though they're not fully allowing you to progress on this path that you're on. Okay, like you are progressing, but again, it's like you keep getting hit with this challenge. It's like the speed bumps. You keep running into the speed bumps, and you gotta work your way over them. And you may be continuously like looking at these challenges, these obstacles through this like one-sided lens, or through those rose-colored glasses. And so Spirit's kind of saying there's this need to do something to change your energy, to shift your perspective, to shift your outlook on this. So they are bringing in some recommendations. First off, like it says, dancing, moving your energy physically, moving your body physically, getting that energy flowing again. Also connecting with people around you. Okay, so it doesn't have to be the people that you left behind. Like don't reach out, connect with them, but there could be new people that you're connecting with in this new space that you've moved into, that you can connect with, talk to, open up to, about what it is that you're experiencing when you come up on these challenging situations, these obstacles that you're trying to overcome. And they may be able to help offer you insight that will allow you to not even have these challenges come up again and again. Okay, so don't be afraid or hesitate to reach out to the people that are now surrounding you in your current environment. And you may be hesitant to reach out to them because again, you haven't fully processed what it is that you released, what it is that you left behind in an emotional sense. And so because you haven't allowed yourself to process those emotions that you're storing within about this past situation, there's this hesitancy coming up to protect your emotions from future connections that you build with the people that are in your current environment now. And that's why it's so important to allow yourself to process those emotions, so that way you can walk into these new connections, relationships with a solid foundation of feeling healed and released from this past situation, experience, or connection. All right, I'm also drawn to the full moon here. And we just had the full moon in Libra as I'm recording this. What is this full moon about? I feel like with the full moon, it's hinting at timelines. All right, so for some of you, you may be asking a question of when is something going to happen? Spirit's not giving me details, but you're asking for a timeline on something. Spirit's saying by the next full moon. Okay, so we just had the full moon in Libra as I'm recording this, when I'm going to share this. So no matter when you're watching this, it's going to be by the next full moon. So if you're watching this as I'm recording, uploading it, it will be within 28 days. All right, within about a month's time. If you're watching this at another time though, just look to when the next full moon happened. But if the full moon just happened, it doesn't mean it's going to happen now because we've already passed that. It's going to be from the next one. All right, loves, let's go ahead and pull your last card now. So I'm going to pull your last card from this deck here, the Divine Feminine Oracle. And I'm going to try my best to not interpret this. We'll just leave it up to you to interpret because these are divine feminine figures and they offer an affirmation. So let's see what your affirmation is. All right, there we go. All right, let's see who you have. You have Rabia, the Queen of Saintly Women. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. All right, love. So I will leave that up to you to interpret. If you feel called to, you may want to say this affirmation to yourself as you move through this journey. If you feel called to, you can screenshot it and save it so you can say it to yourself or read it to yourself throughout the week or the month leading up to the timeline you asked about. All right, loves, that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you enjoyed most. I love connecting with you on the comments and hearing from you about what resonated with you most and which pile you chose. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on next week's reading. And lastly, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me and get messages of guidance that are solely meant just for you, then you can send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, or you can email me at selfunity@outlook.com and we can set up a private reading for you. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. I'm sending you all love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Hi, loves. Welcome into your reading. To everyone that picked pile 4 or this beautiful Garnierite or green moonstone. All right, love, so if you picked this crystal, this is your reading. I'm going to set this up here and we're going to see what your 2 cards are today. All right, so we have the King of Wands. And we also have forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. All right, let's see if we can kind of frame that there. All right, so these 2 cards are going to be setting the tone, setting the energy for your overall reading. So let's see what's going on here. All right, so I'm getting 2 different messages. I think once we pull the tarot cards and the oracle cards, we'll get a better look at, you know, what else is coming up in relation to this. Okay, but what I'm getting is, one, either somebody did you wrong in some way. You know, there's a situation that may be requiring you to give your forgiveness. Okay, and then for some of you, it's like you're waiting for forgiveness from somebody. Okay, maybe you did something wrong to somebody, or there's also this energy where like you're just not seeing eye to eye on something, and you both may kind of have your guard up, just waiting for each other to come in and offer this energy of a sorrow forgiveness or seeking that forgiveness. Oh, this is interesting. I'm really drawn to this like little lizard on the ground. I've never really noticed that. And there's also like there's like a lizard here, maybe like a lion or a tiger energy there. But I was really drawn to that lizard there, so that may be significant to some of you. Maybe you have like a pet lizard, maybe like a chameleon or a bearded dragon, maybe even a snake. Okay, maybe like some type of reptile pet. Or if this is about another person where you're waiting for somebody to come in and offer their forgiveness to you, or you offer your forgiveness to them, maybe this person has some type of reptile pet. Okay, but also a lot of people view like this reptilian energy as sort of being deceiving, which also lends to the energy that there's some kind of deception going on here where something is not as it seems, and there's this need for forgiveness. I feel like we'll see what comes up with the tarot cards, but what I'm feeling is that for some of you, this situation is not as bad as you or this other person is making it out to be. Okay, and so if this is like the other person, like, you know, the situation's not as bad as they're making it out to be. Maybe you've already said your 2 cents, you've already said your piece, and they're just not agreeing with it. You're just waiting for them to come back around. Spirit's saying to just give them time. Okay, just continue waiting there. They will come around. Okay, and another message that was coming through for some of you too is there's this situation where you did something wrong, and it may not involve another person. It could just be something that you may have been like deceiving yourself about. Okay, maybe there was a situation that you were involved in, and you weren't seeing things as clearly as you are now. You know, maybe somebody pointed something out that you were doing, and it made you see things from a new perspective, and you may be kind of like, you know, that saying, like shooting yourself in the foot because you messed up and you wished you had done something differently, but you didn't. And you know, it's okay. You know, don't be so hard on yourself. Forgive yourself for what you did wrong. You didn't know back then, but now you know, and you have the opportunity to kind of change how things play out in the present moment and in the future through forgiving yourself. Okay, it's okay that it didn't work out how you thought it would, or you know, that you made some kind of mistake and it's taking a little bit longer than you had hoped for. Okay, so there's also like this element of time that keeps coming up. There's this need to give yourself time. But let's go ahead and pull some more tarot cards so we can get a bigger look at what's going on here. So I'm going to use this deck here. This is the Ostara Tarot, and this card here is from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, this deck here. And then I also have the Fairy Tarot cards. So I usually only use one tarot deck, but Spirit told me to pull out multiple today. So we pulled out multiple, and we're going to draw from some different tarot decks today. So let's see what's coming through for you from the Ostara Tarot. All right, my voice always gets kind of scratchy and kind of hoarse on the last pile's reading. So that's why my voice sounds a little silly. All right, let's see what else is coming up for pile 4 though. Let's get one more. There we go. Okay, and then I'm also going to pull some tarot cards from the Fairy Tarot cards. Okay, we have, King of Autumn. That is the King of Wands in traditional tarot. So you have the King of Wands twice. Okay. All right, we'll take those cards because that's a lot. All right, so let's see what's coming up for you. So first, we have the King of Autumn and the King of Wands. Okay, so this is the same card. And this is exactly why Spirit wanted me to use multiple tarot cards today, so we could get this energy of like amplification, just to see if, you know, the same cards come out letting us know, yes, this is the message. Okay. So we have King of Autumn, and he is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, gifted. And he says, be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what else comes up, and then we'll get into the messages though. Okay, so we have Three of Swords. This came out, I think, in pile 3's reading. And the Sun. And the Fool. The Sun, the Fool, and Three of Swords. And then let's see what your fairy cards are. Wow, we also have King of Spring. 3 kings. Innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical. A financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. All right, we also have 5, unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. All right, let's see if we can pull this over so you can see that card. There you go. All right, and then we have 8 of Summer, the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. And then we also have 10 of Winter, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. All right, so let's see what these cards are all saying together. Okay, so first off, like you have 3 kings here. So there's something that you're trying to accomplish here. But it's like you don't even have to do anything. It's like you could just, it's like the energy of like King Midas, you know, whatever you touch, it's going to turn to gold. Whatever you touch is going to happen. Whatever you think, whatever you say, it's going to happen. It's going to come to life. All right. But for some of you, what I'm getting here is that, again, it's Spirit's bringing me back to what we talked about in the beginning, where there's this situation where something went astray. Okay, maybe you went astray. And, you know, we also have the 3 of Swords here, which is about like heartbreak, devastation, something not working out. And there's like this need for forgiveness. So, oh, okay. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Yeah, okay. So there's this energy coming through where you have not been allowing yourself to access the fullness of your potential, the fullness of your power. Like you have very powerful energy here. You have 3 kings, you have the Sun, you have this 8 of Summer, you have the Unity card, this is the Hierophant, this is the card of, you know, possessing that divine wisdom, divine knowledge, okay? But you haven't been like, almost like this energy of like fully committing to yourself and your power and your potential and your capabilities. And I think what's coming through is like you haven't allowed yourself to do that, because there may have been a moment in the past, maybe recent past, or maybe even like far away past, where you did allow yourself to access this, like, what's the word, like this strength, this inner wisdom, this inner divinity. And it's like somebody may have shot you down. Maybe they told you like, you can't do that. That's too much. You're being too much. It's like that energy of somebody telling you you're too much. So you like tone it down. Okay. It's like that energy of someone saying, you know, you're too much. So you make yourself small because, you know, you're like, oh, I can't take up all that space. But now you're coming into that understanding. You're coming into, the acceptance that, you know, you deserve to be here and you deserve to take up all the space. all the space with all your gifts, all your magic, and you deserve to have everything you desire, okay? Because you have the kings. The kings don't ask for what they want. They take what they want. They take what they know they deserve. Okay? And so there's this energy of you really like putting your foot down and saying, you know, this is what I want. This is what I will get. I'm not settling for less. Okay? And you do have the Fool card. You also have the 8 of Summer and the 10 of Winter, which shows that there's some type of transition here. This is a new path. And I don't think it's going to it's not going to start out as being like a new path in the physical sense. It's more of a new path internally where you're coming into that acceptance, that understanding of who you really are and what you're truly capable of. And then once you fully step into that innate power and that understanding, that acceptance and that divine wisdom that you hold within, and you allow that light to shine outward onto yourself and everyone and everything around you, then the new path will start to open up in the physical sense. Okay, but right now it's like it's an inside job. It's internal healing, internal acceptance, and that's why you have this forgiveness card. Okay, because coming into the acceptance of who you truly are, what you're truly capable of. You know who you truly are, and you know what you're truly capable of. You have so many beautiful skills, so much beautiful wisdom. You've gone through so many different, unique life experiences that have brought you up to this point now. Okay, and it's not without reason. It's not without purpose. You had to go through the experience of, you know, somebody telling you you're being too much, so you could go into that space of being too small, so you could recognize just how powerful you are and how much you can expand and extend yourself and your energy and your wisdom. Okay, you had to go through that experience. All right, but now you're coming up to my ears are ringing. You're coming up to this space of acceptance and understanding as to, you know, why you went down that path. All right, you're realizing the reasoning behind it. And as you realize that, you will be able to naturally give yourself this energy of forgiveness. You'll be able to forgive that past self that reverted into that smallness. Okay, and I think you'll also be able to shift into the energy of feeling gratitude for allowing yourself to go into that space of being small, because without having gone through that experience, you wouldn't really be able to recognize or realize how expansive your energy is and like how capable you are of creating magic in this life. Okay, like think about kings. What do kings do? What do they hold? What do they possess? That is the energy that you are capable of. That is your deepest, truest potential. And that's the energy that you're going to be embodying. You're going to be embodying that king energy. You're going to be embodying that King Midas energy, like touching everything that turns to gold. Some of you may need to read the story of King Midas. Like go look it up and read the story about King Midas, because there may be some revelations in there about yourself and your potential and what you're capable of. Okay, for some of you too, this is also connected to some kind of like passion of yours. There's something that you've always wanted to pursue, but you know, maybe somebody in the past or even recent past, like, you know, maybe a couple months ago, a couple years ago, they told you whatever it is that you were working on passionately. So if you're like, give me an example, Spirit, like a writer, or I'm seeing like woodworking, painting, maybe like designing, like interior design, something with like building things. You know, maybe you showed your creations to somebody and they were just like, that is so awful. Who do you think you are? And again, it puts you in that space of leaving it behind, going into that bubble of safety, of smallness. But now you're you're like, who cares what they have to say? This is what I'm passionate about. I know that I'm good at it. I know that I'm skilled at it. And I'm going to take this kingdom over with this beautiful passion project. Okay. But it's so much more than just a passion project. It's like this shift in your energy overall and your lifestyle overall. Okay. This is like a really exciting reading, really exciting energy coming through. And for some of you, this path it's like much needed. Okay, I'm going to put this Three of Swords over here with the Ten of Winter, because these cards have very similar energy, where it's like you may have been in this energy of the Three of Swords, feeling small, feeling heartbroken, feeling lost, confused, not knowing, what's next for you or what you're going to do. And now you're coming up on the end of that difficult time, that challenging time with the Ten of Winter here, and you're able to look to those new horizons. Even here with the Eight of Summer, you're able to look to the new horizons with this uplifting, positive outlook. Okay. With the Fool card here, there is this need to sort of take a leap of faith energy here. Take a leap of faith on yourself. Take a leap of faith on another person. If you're waiting for somebody, like we talked about in the beginning of the reading, you're waiting for somebody to come in and offer their forgiveness to you. There's this energy of like needing to take a leap of faith that they will come back and they will offer their forgiveness to you. So there's this energy of like putting your trust in the universe or putting your trust in another person. So that's going to be a specific message for someone listening, the one about putting your trust in another person. There may be something that you're wanting to do. So maybe like a business deal, or maybe you have kids and you're going on vacation and you don't want to bring the kids, so you're having to like trust somebody to watch them. Or if you're like going into business, you're having to trust somebody with, maybe your like business finances, or, trusting them to commit to this business as much as you are. Something along the lines of that. Okay, there's this energy where somebody's having to put their trust in somebody else, but also for everyone, there's this energy of like taking a leap of faith on yourself, trusting that the universe will catch you. All right, loves, let's go ahead and pull an oracle card. We didn't pull an oracle card and we are already at 19 minutes. So let's just pull one for you. All right. Let's just get one oracle card for pile 4. Wow, I got so taken up by your energy. That's how powerful you are. I wasn't even paying attention to the timing. I was just caught up in this beautiful energy that you possess. And that goes to show that, everyone else is also going to be caught up in that realization. I'm seeing for some of you, it's like this energy where, how people say, nobody wants to be your friend until you're famous, until you got a lot of money, until you made it. And there's that energy coming in where it's like, you've now made it. You're now, embodying this stellar king like energy. You have that financial abundance, you have that physical abundance, like maybe the big house, the car, you're supported, you've got all the things you could have dreamed of, or you're like working towards them, you're achieving them, they're coming in. And now all these people that, used to talk shit about you are like, hey, remember me? Let's be friends again. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Okay, because people, they may try to do that to you. And Spirit's saying, you can offer them forgiveness, but you don't owe them anything. Okay, so just remember that you don't owe them anything, but you can find this sense of understanding as to, they were dealing with their own things. That's why people act in those negative senses. That's a message for another time. But, people only act from their level and understanding of their own consciousness, their own development of their own consciousness. It never has anything to do with you, but it does affect and influence you. So now that you've made it, it's like you can forgive them for what they did in the past, because they were only operating from their own development of their level of consciousness. And so were you. You know, that's why you allowed it to affect you so much. But now you're in this stronger position mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, that, you know, you may be able to offer them forgiveness, but you don't owe them anything in the physical sense, okay? All right, let's see what your card is. Of course, we have the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Yes. Okay. So now that you're stepping up into your power, you're embodying your fullest potential, your divinity, your wisdom, you may be going through some challenging, like growth spurts. Okay. That's the word, growth spurts, you know, just like the rose. The rose doesn't start out big and beautiful and open, you know, it opens slowly. And so you may, again, I think we talked about how this is like an inside job. This is something that you're working on internally first, and then the physical changes will manifest once you've come into that full acceptance internally, okay? Once you've done all that inner healing work of stepping into this king-like energy, you know, embodying the energy of the king or the queen, you know, whatever resonates, but, you know, usually in the traditional sense, kings are one step higher than a queen. So no matter your gender, this is king-like energy that you're embodying here. And again, it's like it's an internal job, but once you do that inside work, that inside healing, eventually you'll be able to bloom, blossom, open yourself up and share your gifts, share yourself, everything you've learned, your power, your potential, what it is that you're meant to do, what it is that you're meant to share with others. You'll be able to share that out in the physical world, okay? But right now you're going through these growth spurts, and so just know that these growth spurts aren't happening to, you know, to cause you pain. They're happening because you're growing, you're blooming, you're blossoming into something beautiful, something that you've asked for. Okay, the sun, you're going to be like the sun. I'm also hearing the sun is related to the, I think, Egyptian god Ra. Okay, so some of you may resonate with that, and you may want to look up like the stories about Ra. Okay. All right, but let's go ahead and pull your last card here. This is going to be an oracle card, like an affirmation card from the Divine Feminine Oracle. All right, that's your card. And I'm going to try my best to not interpret this, but we'll see what comes through, okay? So this will just be an affirmation for you. So we have Dakini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Oh, there you go. You can see it now. Sorry. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. All right, so I will leave that up for you to interpret yourself. If you feel called to, you may want to recite this affirmation to yourself. Maybe screenshot it so you can look at it, read it, or say it out loud to yourself, you know, throughout the week or the next couple days. And then you may also want to look up any stories about this goddess, Dakini, the enlightened feminine, as well. There's like a lot of messages coming up telling you to like do some research, look up something. And I think that's coming through because you also have the Hierophant here, where maybe you're working on developing your knowledge or your skills in something. Okay, maybe you're doing like a lot of research, because that kept coming up to look things up. All right, loves. But one more time, it says, my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. Trust my intuition to guide me. All right, loves, that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you enjoyed most. I love connecting with you all in the comments and hearing from you about, you know, which pile you picked and what messages resonated with you most. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on next week's reading. And lastly, if you'd like to book a personalized reading with me and get more like personalized messages that are meant solely just for you, you can do so through sending me a DM on Instagram at selfunity or emailing me at selfunity@outlook.com. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day. Bye.